Oh God, Ian. Project Bluebeam. What do you want to talk about Project Bluebeam? Is it going to be drones? Is the question. Is it going to be a pile of drones that are going to be in the sky? What about Project Bluebeam? Is that like a legit thing that they're trying to do? Are they going to make like a Muhammad in the sky? Or no, they probably won't do that because it's illegal to show his picture, but maybe they'll make like a Christ, right? Voice to skull technology. How does it work exactly, Ian? Voice to skull technology. Is it just waves? Voice of God weapons. You know, I remember reading about a weapon that they have where like it'll face you, right? And it'll put this deafening sound and you have to get down and go like this and you can't even move. But if you're outside the range of it, you don't hear anything. So I am familiar with that. Elizabeth is back. Hey Liz. Free Spirit is here. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? Yep, Alrad. Yeah, it's a frequency. It emits frequency. So you have this machine, guys. It's like this. You hold it, then you press the button, and it emits waves. But it only goes directly straight in front of you. It cuts off like here and here. So if you're standing right here next to me, and I'm holding this here, you can't hear it. Free Spirit is here. How are you all? I know everybody was watching Archaics earlier today. I figured I'd do a live later to see if maybe they're done watching Archaics. So what's going on, guys? What's on your mind? Elizabeth's doing well. Do you know how to read a birth chart, what the numbers mean? My astrologer does. I don't. It's different. Astrology and astrotheology are two different things. Research Surge Monast and Bluebeam. I've been hearing about Bluebeam forever. Annie is here. Todd is here. Yeah, they use those for crowd dispersal. You can't hear it, but you feel it. No, I'm talking about one that you physically actually hear, though. Thoughts on the Bitcoin craze happening right now? It's a decentralized currency that they're trying to figure out a way to centralize, is what they're trying to do right now. I'm pretty sure Jim Cramer today said Bitcoin is a lock, picking buy it, and then it dumped. I swear, I don't know how Jim Cramer or Neil deGrasse Tyson have careers. I really don't. I really don't. I don't know how either of them do. So what else is on your mind, guys? What's on your mind? Neil the asshole Tyson. That's Todd right there. Yep. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's an idiot. Actually, he wasn't an idiot at first, but I think he got spoken to and he had to change his tune. I heard you say you moved to Florida from Long Island. Yeah, I'm in Tampa right now. I'm in Tampa right now. I do go back and visit my friends and family in Long Island every couple of months. But I'm in Florida now. I'm Floridian. And it's been a lot easier to get my work out there since then. I'm going to be on Archaics, guys, in 3 days. So on Tuesday I'll be on Archaics. Does Archaics stream live or does he pre-record? I don't know. I haven't watched his stuff in a while. But I'll be on it on Tuesday. Annie says we're on the island. I'm from a town called Rockville Center. That's where I grew up. Carol Hearn, Truth Seeker, says usually live. Thank you. So just to remind you guys, we're going to be talking about my first book, Into the Rabbit Hole, Beneath the Veil. If you're interested in picking up the first copy, you can get it on my website, debunkmywork.com. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, you're Dix Hills? All right, Annie. Maybe we'll meet up when I go back to the island. He's been 2 days live and again tomorrow, 5 hours live. Wow. Okay, so he's putting the work in. Spirit Traveler. Hi from Nashville. What's going on? And Cult 45. What's going on? So on my website, guys, let me show you my website. If I could. I swear I hate computers. Do you guys see this? Let me know if you can see this. Actually, I know that you can see this. So at the top, I have my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube, my Rumble. And the hell? Hold on, it's acting up. There we go. Okay, so scroll down. There's a couple of quotes. Then there's my seminal video. Then my What is God video, where I try to explain what I think God is. Illuminati hand symbols debunked. And then I explain who I am and what my book series is. And here's my book series. And you can click on these pictures. They take you right to the Amazon link. So it would be the first one because we're going to go over it in December. I tell you what book to read in order, even though the books are numbered. My kids' book, A is for Aries. And then I've got a hat, a t-shirt, and a hoodie if you guys are interested. It's all on my website. And then I have all my astro videos. Here's the Sumerians, Egyptian, Quran, the Bible, the Old Testament, all my astro work. And then if you keep going down, you see my Gnostic texts. I mean, I put a lot of stuff, the Ethiopian Bible, the Colburn Bible. And then there's a way to contact me at the bottom of the page. It goes to my email. And I also sell, hold on. I also sell signed copies of my books, my first book and my set. And I also have flash drives that have my digital books in case you have a Nook or a Kindle and all my presentations, all of them. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'll give you my email address right here. Into the Rabbit Hole series at gmail.com. Let me see what I got. Yes, well, I grew up there in Nashville now. Miss the beaches. I'm sorry for what's happening in North Carolina right now. Todd says thumbs up. Annie says thumbs up. Rumble, okay. Do you have an Odyssey? No, I don't, Lady Green. I'm sorry. If we email you for stuff, do you have PayPal or nothing? Yes, Free Spirit. Email me, and let's talk. Email me at that email address, and let me know what you want. Prolific. Thank you, Annie. I'll wear the shirt when I play gigs. Maybe it'll rouse questions. All right, Todd. Fantastic. So how are you all? How else are you guys all doing? What else is new? What have you noticed? What do you guys think of the cabinet picks? Thank you. I'm lucky. Good. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. I really am. My husband just piped in and said, right, more books. Maybe I should put a Zodiac on my bass drum head. Well, that's a thought. That'd be pretty cool. I'm a big fan. So, guys, do you have any questions in general? I'm not going to be on here long today because, well, it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday and people have plans at night. So I'm only going to be on for another 20 minutes or so. Arthur says, I will certainly reach out to you when the time is ripe. Well, thank you, Arthur. So you guys all have my email, right? And you could just email me if you want to talk too. I mean, that's really, if you're not the kind of person that posts in Free Spirit, some people have plans, I should say. Trump appointing a Bitcoin czar. Huh. I wonder how that's going to work out. Do you know that Trump, before he was in office, filed to discharge every American's debt? It's true. I forget if you're aware of biodigital convergence and WBAN. In what sense? What do you want to talk about regarding that, Lady Green? Biofield? Oh my God, my cat's in my book of boxes. Bitcoin czar. I wonder how that's going to work. I hope it's not the Winklevoss twins. Bitcoin will end up being a QFS asset in the new Beast system. Yeah, but Todd, it's open chain. It's open source. You can see where it's gone from the beginning. Imagine for a second if humans had that. If you're a girl and you see a good looking dude, and then never mind. Let me see here a second. Well, yeah, so let's say you're a girl and you see a good looking dude, and then you look at them and you can see who they've been with. You imagine if humans had the Bitcoin system? That's why I don't think they can centralize it. Data storage and routine through human bodies, molecular communication. You're talking about things like storing data in DNA and things of that nature, right, Lady Green? CRISPR, that sort of stuff. Who owns the source? I have a theory about the source. I think it's a team of people, and I think John McAfee was on it. And I think that they were trying to get the source code from all of them because they all had a piece of it. And John McAfee wouldn't give his up. And I think it died with him. Able to make change real time to people's bodies. That's a scary thought, but it's helpful. I mean, could you imagine if we can cure ALS or Lewy body or any of those type of chromosome 2 anomalies? It'd be wild. BlackRock, Enki. You know what? My friend Carrie has been texting me all day about BlackRock, that she found where it came from. There was an ancient map. It was a rock. It was black. Something negra. Negra. I'm not saying that word right. But it was called something in Spanish. And it's where the four rivers converged. And apparently it's a very powerful area. Protein folding, optogenetics. My only worry with that Lady Green is if we edit and fix something, is it going to cause another problem somewhere else? That's my only issue with that sort of stuff. It would be interesting to see. Oh, wait, hold on a second. They use sound, light, and magnetic to pull metamaterials from your body. Okay, well, that doesn't sound too pharma. So sound, light, and magnetic, I'm all for that. Absolutely. Mountain of the Gods, they call it. You talking about the Black Rock? Was that problem? I see. A computer virus. Interesting. Huh. Well, are we at the stage yet where people can pick how tall they want their kid, if they want a boy or a girl, what color eyes? Thank you, Free Spirit. Yes. This twist pipe is Lady Green. A mental virus. Right. Well, you guys do know that I think something like 90% of the people who are religious have what's called a VMAT2 gene. We all have it, but they have theirs turned on. And I saw behind Pentagon, it was one of those briefings that I don't think was supposed to get out. And I saw, I don't remember if it was Bill Gates or someone else, talking about how they were going to try and mass turn it off in the Muslim countries. Because people who are religious, they tend to have this VMAT2 gene very active. It was Bill Gates. Okay, so Todd did see that video. Okay. All right, so yeah, you are right. I was right. It was Bill Gates. Way past that, their tech is hidden. Yeah, Lady Green, what we think we have now with, like, when they talk about disclosure, they're not talking about aliens, guys. They're talking about technology. That's what they're talking about. It's a big misconception. Disclosure is not aliens. Disclosure is technology and where we are. And where we think we are, they've got 30 years ahead of it in black box projects. You have the video? Todd, maybe you can link it to me so that I can share it. Are we now powerful enough to heal and telepathy and the like? It's like they want to keep everything exoteric on the things we can do esoteric. Exactly. What do I always tell you guys? I always tell you guys, people look for an external savior, but the savior is here. The savior is within. Everything we can do with our bodies is insane. You ever see Qigong masters that just freaking, and the tumor shrinks? Have you ever seen those videos? How do I make money? I'm trying to figure that out, my friend. Sell roses on the highway? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Start an OnlyFans? I literally have no idea. What I would tell you is find what you do, what you love. Whether it's art or talking to people or music, find a way to get people into it and just put your whole self into it. And constantly put yourself into it. I've been banging the drum on this for 12 years for my work. And I'm only now starting to see things. You have to be relentless. You have to. What do you mean by the med bed, Susan? Space is the space around your body. They change the air pressure to change you. Lady Green, you're a very interesting person. I haven't heard that. That's interesting. I wonder how they could localize that. 50 plus. It, like climate control pressure changes. Okay. You can control your biofield to block it. I believe it. Do you believe hair are antennas and should grow it, not cut? Well, I'll tell you a story, guys. the Native Americans have long hair, or they used to have long hair. They used to be able to sense when people were going to come to them or come out and jump at them so they could attack them. But when they started joining the army and they would shave their heads, now suddenly they didn't have that anymore. It is an antenna. Absolutely. I did see the tumor shrinking video. You see what we can do with ourselves? What is it called, Ian? Pyromancy? When you can just light a piece of paper on fire just by... I think I might be saying the word wrong, but I think that's it. Piloerection. Okay. AI precision healthcare. That's going to raise a lot of ethical questions. Are they real? I'm not sure what you mean by med beds exactly. Are you talking about... No, actually, I just have no clue. My stepdad is an aerospace engineer. Okay. How do they only call your phone or text you and not everyone? Well, I would assume it was some sort of computer or a phone algorithm that they place into it in order to... Very interesting topics. Piloerection is goosebumps, right? That also... So when you get goosebumps, that is a weakened version. See, animals have fur, right? But when you get goosebumps, that's your hair coming up to try and protect you from the cold. Pyromancy. It is pyromancy, lady. Yes. Samson hairstyle. What is the story of Samson? Well, let's talk about Samson. What is the story of Samson? Samson in Hebrew is Shimshon. And Shimshon, when you translate it to English, is little son. He has a girl, Delilah. Well, what does Lila mean? In Hebrew, Lila means night. So little son and the night. What does she do? She cuts his hair. He loses his powers. He goes blind. It's the story of the night taking over the day. These are just deeply encoded stories and metaphors. I've seen the video about the tumor removal by the Qigong practitioners. Apparently, they shut down the institute where this event was publicized. This stuff is all going to come out. It's all going to come out, and people are going to revolt against the so-called leaders. And I can't wait for it. 1/3 of all diseases are cured with the placebo. Staggering fact. Absolutely, Carol. Absolutely. And then there's another portion that is by natural medicine. Dr. Sebi, for example. You know, Dr. Sebi went to court in New York City because he claimed he cured AIDS. And he had a room full of people that testified that he did. And you know what? He won the court case. But yeah, that's why we have a placebo effect. Absolutely. Because the body does amazing things. Everything we need to survive and everything we need is inside us. The kingdom of heaven is inside you. That's what they're trying to tell you. You asked how they can pinpoint someone, just like one of your phone. Ah, very precise. Okay. Huh. Sabrina Wallace talks a lot on biofield science, telecom tech. That's the second time I've heard Sabrina Wallace's name today, so I'm going to look into her. They have been talking about the med beds for about 4 years. They are said to be beds you lay in and it heals all kinds of diseases, etc. I haven't heard that. I am familiar with the Rife machine. I know Matthew Rife, the grandson of the one who invented it. And I know about the Rife machines helping. I know about the orgone chamber. That I forget who the doctor was. I can't remember his name. Maybe one of you guys remember. With the orgone chamber. Healing, it's amazing. They just want you to think everything is just pills these days. Pharmacy, pharmacokinetics and shit like that. They already made an exact digital twin of the world and everything down to your cells. If they did that, then why would they need to merge with machines then? It's electronic warfare. You are electromagnetic. Correct. That's Walter Russell's work. Absolutely. You are a device and a node for 6G. I can't even explain 6G. 5G itself is poisoning people. V2X vehicle to everything. Wow. Psychotronics for some of us. Hive mind. Okay. Ian was talking about psychotronics. Jerry, do you want to expand on that? The power of belief. Absolutely. Absolutely, Carol. Absolutely. This is why they keep you in a fear state, because fear state is discordant. It's disorder. And what would happen is people would start getting sick. That's why the news shows you nothing but evil things. I've been doing Qigong, especially on my daughters. Her seizures have been way better. Fantastic, Free Spirit. One of my good friends, Deirdre, is going to come on one day, and she's getting her work in on this too. They're talking about reversing autism. Neo's here. What are your thoughts on Q? I know some. I don't follow Q, but I'm friends with people who do, and they send me updates from time to time. Some of them are unbelievable, and some of them are incredibly believable. But this whole Donald Trump was always in control and all this stuff. I mean, maybe they'll get the last laugh. Who knows? I don't dismiss it just because the news calls it crazy, right? If the news calls something crazy, suddenly nobody looks into something. That's how they keep us attached to medication and shit like that. I know a brilliant guy who invented a med bed. They are real, being trialed in Japan. Works on frequency. Well, that's the same thing with the Rife machine. Every ailment has a certain frequency. Absolutely. Natural healing, vibrations, things of that nature. Sabrina Wallace, Odyssey, Synergy. Okay. Learning on moving energy and healing others. I love healing. Good. Good. This is your path then, Free Spirit. Maybe one day you'll start talking about it publicly. Japan has been using hyperbaric chambers since the 30s, so we are told. I believe it. Sabrina's family has a Rosicrucian connection. Ah. Okay. Well, are you talking about the new one? Like you can join through Masonry, or are you talking about the original Rose Cross, Christian Rose Cross, Rosicrucian? Everything in existence is electric or magnetic, Jamie. Or magnetic. Don't forget that. Jamie's in the house. They suppress our natural abilities with pressure and poison. Correct. We all know this. This isn't anything that I got to tell you guys new. Control piloerection. Okay. How do you feel about Billy Carson? I've tried to reach out to Billy Carson many times with my work. He has never once answered. I've reached out to his wife when she was his girlfriend managing everything. She's never once answered. He seems to be tied in with Paul Anthony Wallace, who I do like, and Matthew LaCroix, who's only out for himself. And Billy Carson has found a way, like he's a very successful businessman. That's what he's done. But as my best friend talks, who's an expert on the Anunnaki, Billy Carson's not bringing anything new to the table. He's just rehashing Sitchin's work. There's a lady in West Virginia struck by lightning, then able to hear disease in a voice. Heals via inversion of frequency. She teaches this. Holy shit. Wild. Or sometimes people like fall down a flight of stairs and suddenly they remember their Egyptian past life and they know hieroglyphics out of absolutely nowhere. It's incredible. They don't want you to teach you how amazing this planet and how amazing we are is. They don't want you to know that. They want to keep you in the bullshit dialect. What do you think the Christians are going to do and think after all the alien disclosure comes out? Well, Neo, it's very simple. The Christians believe that they're demons. Okay, so it's that simple. So they believe that that's going to be the start of the end of the world, basically. You want to go out? Everyone, this is Bella. Bella, say hi to everyone. Hey, girl. She sleeps in my books. I have a Amazon box with a ton of my books in it, and she loves sleeping in the books. Corinne, Jamie. Psychotronics tied to harvesting loose energy. Then they rechannel the energy. Loosh is basically when they keep you in a low vibrational state, in a state of panic disorder or fear, that energy gets harvested and feeds entities that live off of that, which is why a lot of things are so screwed up in the world, is because these entities feed off of that. Biblically, he appeared to have a deadly head wound, but was fine. Trump. Yeah, someone send me that too. Is it more likely that prophecy is being fulfilled, or that these ancient, or that the same people are writing all the ancient holy books, and they're just tailoring events to make it seem like prophecy's coming true, which is more likely? El Father, Ma Mother. Electromagnetic, correct. Walter Russell's work, guys. Do I have his book? I should have his book, but I don't know where anything is in this freaking room. Is it The Law of One? No. What was Walter Russell's book called? The one that Nikola Tesla told him to hide for 1,000 years. Humanity wasn't ready for it. The medbed being referenced is not the one being developed in Japan, though. So Arthur, what do you mean by that? Lady in West Virginia. She developed algorithms for most diseases, cured with sound. Pfizer tried to buy those algos to shelf. She didn't. Good. She's lucky she's alive, then. Unbelievable. I want to know more about that, Annie. The Gaia cult? Yeah, Gaia is trash, guys. Gaia is satanic as hell, and Gaia is awful. Shannon is here. Jesse says, I've invited Billy on our show with no response. Sorry, brother. Yeah, he's sort of... I don't like how flashy he is either. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Yup, humankind is amazing. I know Robert Grant was over there on Gaia. That guy is brilliant. Yeah, they do get brilliant people on that show, but they limit them. They gatekeep. Gaia is a gatekeeper, too. Annie, thank you. Oh, baby cat. She is a baby. She's a year and a couple months. She's a rescue, too. Someone cut off half her tail. Can you believe that? Someone chopped off half her tail, so she has this little baby tail. And we rescued her from a shelter, and now she's living her best life. Nia says, hi, Bella. Satellites are pointing down at us. No aliens engineered biological. Satellites are pointing down at us. No aliens engineered biological entities. Well, what do you make, Lady Green, about the aliens and the entities that are in the ocean? What do you make about that? Most of the Christian flat Earth expect things from underground or outer lands. They don't believe in space. Right. I get that. Susie's here. I got your email, Susie. Script playbook. I thought they might have loosh collectors on the highway to eat the road rage. Wouldn't that be a great idea? No, they want innocence. They want innocence. They want the pain of the innocence, because that's the sweetest stuff. Just like adrenochrome from children is the best instead of adults. So I'm told. So I've read. So they say. They don't hide it either. Scripture is written. They're certainly doing their side of the script. Yeah, Carol. Carol, how did you find me? You seem new here. I don't think I've seen you before. What entities feed off the loosh? What are they? That's the question. That's the ones that are really in charge. Are they in Antarctica? Are they in the ocean? Are they Homo capensis? The skulls with the really long elongated skulls that you see all over the ancient Egyptian works. Negative interdimensional entities feed off this energy. Barbara Marcinick in her channelings talked about, especially her Pleiadian channeling, talked about how emotions are the strongest things on earth, and they don't want you to know about that. That's why they're always trying to suppress you or drug you from them. It's considered human trafficking, targeted individuals. Yep. I have Walter Russell's book, The Universal One. So it is the Universal One. I was right. Thank you, Free Spirit. So when I take a big spiritual dump, do I release a lot of loosh for them to feed on? Jesse, you seem like a happy dude. You seem like a happy dude. You got a great girl. You got a good, with what you're doing. You're one of the most positive people I know. So I don't imagine them stealing much from you, to be honest. I'll send email on the lady. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, Billy seems very flashy like the Kardashians. Exactly. There has been talk about a medbed having been developed that is under strict control by the intelligence and military sectors. It doesn't serve. Look, this dimension, guys, everyone is obsessed with money. Money is the answer to 99 out of 100 questions on Earth. 99 out of 100 questions on Earth come down to money. And if they cure you, there's no money in that. So they want you with tons and tons of pills and doing this, that, and the other thing. He's more concerned about money other than helping people. I feel that too. Could the tail have been frostbitten off? No, she was in an abused home. It was in her chart when we got her. Shelter pets are the best. Thank you, Susie. Does the Sphinx represent the lion, ox, eagle, and a man, you think? No, the Sphinx. Okay, so the lion, ox, eagle, and the man, those are the four. It's known as the tetramorph. Would you like to see what the tetramorph looks like? I'll show it to you. Hold on. Good, they're all the same. Here we go. Okay. Detach. Share screen. Madonna mia. Let me remove Shannon's comment. Okay, this is Ezekiel's vision. This is Ezekiel 32:30. Okay, this is Ezekiel 32:30. Now this is God. This is God. Don't miss a Jewish moment. This is God in the sun because God was always the sun. They always worshiped the sun. This is Ezekiel. To the right of him right here, what you're looking at, the lion, the ox, the eagle, the man. These are the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, people. That's known as the tetramorph. It was very important because it was the middle of the season. Now, here's Aquarius. If you follow it directly across, you have the lion. Then you go to Taurus, the ox. You follow it directly across, you get the scorpion. In astrology, the Scorpio, it's evolved. It's known as the ascendant, is the eagle. And I've gone over this before. The Sphinx originally had the head of a lion because 12,000 years ago, when it was built, it was facing the constellation Leo. That also happens to be when the Ice Age melted. So all this water ran over the back of the Sphinx, which is why the Sphinx is smooth in the back. It's not torn apart by sand. So I hope that answers Sharon. Billy Carson, all I'll say is he has an agenda. Yeah. When I get on my Stellaria map, I can have all the satellites show, and it's basically wall-to-wall satellites up there. Okay. They need hormones, metamaterials. Yes, yes. They use for life extensions. Exactly. Been here 3 times or so. YouTube fed you to me, bro. Well, Carol, email me into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. I want to send you my seminal work, which is how a lot of people find me, is through this one video that I share, that I make. I tried to make an all-inclusive video for what I do. And if you email me, just tell me you're Carol Herring Truth Seeker in the email. I'll send you the video back. Yes, Gaia features some brilliant persons, but they too have an agenda. Please beware. Absolutely. Some people say Enki is good. Some say he's banned. What do you think? Yeah, I've heard that too, Neo. I always forget who's the good one and who's the bad one. I think Enki's the good one, and I think Enlil's the bad one, but I might have that backwards. I'll have to double check into that. One is good, one is bad. Money is fake. It's psychological. Yes, but everybody's still entombed with it. Remember, let me see here. They will promise a cure to get you to comply with being tethered and controlled through your biofield. Jewel pods are luge long. Backwards. Stopped using them when I figured that out. Got a cataract. I don't use jewel pods. I use to get my daily nicotine. I use the pouches. And they're way better than vaping. I actually just saw an article that said, out of all the people that vape, they've interviewed a ton of people. Out of all the people that vaped, 2 times as many homosexuals vape than straight people. I don't know why. What is the meaning of the Ark of the Covenant, if it is any? Oh boy. So the Ark of the Covenant supposedly holds the 10 Commandments. And they show pictures of it all over the place. Now, supposedly, the earliest version of it is in a church in Ethiopia. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that Ethiopian church that supposedly has the Ark of the Covenant. There's a dude sitting on a chair outside of a gate in front of it. And people have tried to break in. And what happens is, when people try to break in, a ton of people come out and they just mow them down. Slaughtered. You'll get these stories from time to time in the news, and they'll just fade just as fast. But that's supposedly where it is. But I don't think it was a real thing, considering the Bible wasn't meant to be taken literally. Jesse says, thanks, brother. I look to be as positive as I can be. The only loosh I see them feeding on me is when I get frustrated on stupid and inconsiderate drivers. I think it was Todd's idea. Was it Todd's idea to basically have loosh traps set up on the thruway or on the highway? Yes, thank you. You're welcome, Shannon. Yes, talk about the Sphinx. Thank you. I could put you in the direction of somebody who knows way more than I do, Elizabeth. And I'll have her on one day again. I heard that too, Arthur. Mill med beds. I'm not sure if my smart friend worked on those, but he was in the Navy in the 60s. They pushed him on many things. Your thoughts on Old World Florida channel, Dr. Longo? I'm not familiar with that at all. I'm sorry. If you want to email me, I could look into it. Yes, these are the med beds I'm speaking of. Extremely advanced technology. They say it's been around for a long time, but was only made available to the richest of the rich, like the Rothschilds. Why do these elite live forever? Ask yourself, why has no president died since the late 1800s of cancer? Ask yourself these questions. I know, I didn't spell luge right, still didn't. It's okay, Susie. The Sphinx was a dog at one point. It did go back to Anubis, correct. Whether it was the lion first or Anubis first, I'm not really sure. But that's absolutely correct. In fact, Anubis was the dog god of Egypt. That's why God is dog backwards. It's also why her religion has dogma, because they hide it in the words. It's also the 4 cardinal points. Okay. No, it's not the 4 cardinal points. It's the 4 fixed points. What is the eagle? I'll explain the eagle, Elizabeth. The scorpion crawls on its belly. It's the lowest form of life on Earth. Scorpio's right here. Scorpio crawls on its belly. However, its ascendant or its evolved form is the eagle. The eagle is the highest flying form of life on Earth. When you get really, and then it evolves again and it becomes the phoenix, which is what the story of Christ, right? It's a flaming ball of life, the sun, that dies like the sun does in December, and then it comes back to life from its ashes. It's the story of everything. The Scorpio actually has 8 evolutions, which I can get into with my astrologer. Wow, makes sense. Sphinx. Yep. You guys remember the Sphinx's riddle? What has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night? And anyone that couldn't answer this riddle would get killed by the Sphinx. The answer is man, or humanity. When you're a baby, you crawl on all 4s. When you're a man, you walk on 2s. And when you're older, or the evening, you have a cane, you walk with 3. That was the Sphinx. Who redid the head of the Sphinx? I have no idea. It had been damaged, but you can see that the body proportions are not correct. So you can see right off the bat that they're incorrect. Enki is the good one. He was the master geneticist. Thank you, Susan. I prefer plant tobacco, roll my own. Okay. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I quit. Okay. It would seem to me the secret society rituals would be tied to loosh energy in some form. Correct. Did I mention the twist pipe I got today? Lady Green, is that Lady Green? I can't really tell that picture. That picture looks like flour, but it doesn't at the same time. I heard there are 3 Ark of the Covenants and that Trump has one. I don't believe that. That's nonsense. Maybe a duplication. Wait, repeat what you said about the Ark. With the church in Ethiopia. You know, Ethiopia has, the New Year is on 9/11, which is supposedly the day of the birth of Christ, which would be around the time of the Feast of the Tabernacles, or Sukkot, as the Jews call it. They also have 13 months. They have 12 months of 30 and 1 month of 5. That's a little closer to the 13 of 28 that we should have, plus the 1 year for the New Year, which is the original calendar. Everything is screwed up. I'm here driving all night again. All right, Heather. I think we were supposed to be stoic like the English, having a stiff upper lip, not allowing yourself to be triggered. Like one of those Buckingham Palace guards. I thought it was 5. It's 8. Really? Because I feel like it's midnight. I'm so tired of daylight savings time. You know what daylight savings time is, guys? This is what daylight savings time is. It's cutting the top of this off, a row of it, cutting it off, and then putting it at the bottom and sewing it at the bottom and telling you that you have a longer rug. That's what daylight savings time is. Some sort of energy that emanates the arc like the glory of dog. Okay. It said solve me or die. I remember that code. Okay. What happened to the Sphinx nose? They damaged most of the nose of the statue. Superstition? I don't know. I really don't know. It's really interesting though, right? All the noses always get damaged. Maybe because they're small and they're the furthest point out of your body, and so they get beat by the elements. Or maybe they were just crashed and destroyed. I don't know. All the best stuff is green. I'm a Taurus, and yes, I'm a Taurus moon. So we'll get along, Lady Green. I love the stuff. My last name's Dank. Real last name. Don't forget to put those loose traps where the ley lines cross. I heard Trump has a miniature Ark of the Covenant in his house on a shelf. Okay. That doesn't make it a real one, though. What do they teach on Freemasonry? What do you mean? Who teaches what on Freemasonry? What do you mean by that? The Ark of the Covenant is the Egyptian Ark of the Contract. Thank you, Todd. It does go back, correct. And I'm sure if you were to pick this book up, you would read all about it. Great, now I took it out. Been seeing a lot of cars that has a Mason logo. Okay. So there are 13 months in a year, really? Correct, Elizabeth. Julius Caesar and Caesar Augustus added July and August, which threw us off track because September is 7, October is 8, November is 9, and December is 10. Sept, Oct, Nov, Dec. They threw everything off. They put our new year in January 1st for a specific reason, but they put it in January 1st. The new year's not in the winter. Who has a new year in the winter? It was always either in Virgo during the spring harvest. I mean, the fall harvest. No, it was always in Virgo during the harvest season. And then later on, it became Aries because it was the spring season. That's when things come back to life. 13 times 28, Elizabeth, it lined up with the moon cycles. That's why the Jews are a lunar cult. That's why their days begin at sundown. Their days begin at nighttime. Right now is a new day for the Jews. It cycles up to women, as above, so below. Women have 13 at 28. It's the same thing. But they've taken us away from that. Taurus. Dang, I never put that together until now. Thanks, that is hilarious. Thanks, Jamie. I'm a triple Taurus? Oh, God. Do Masons believe in gods? One of the first things when you join a Masonic church, or when you go and petition for membership, they give you a sheet of paper. It's one sheet of paper, and there's only like 5 or 6 questions. I think either the first or the second one is, do you believe in God? And if you say no, they won't even look at you. Everybody that joins Masonry has to believe in God. What is it called? The book. Which book, Elizabeth? What do you mean? What are your thoughts on the 1,000 years of peace, aka the millennial reign? And do you believe it starts next year like I do? No, I don't. I think that they're trying to make prophecy come true. These are encoded books. These are encoded books, astrology and all this stuff. No. Chad says, live to fly, fly to live, aces high. Okay. Todd is also a Taurus. Okay. Do the Masons still exist? They do. Absolutely. Most of them are doing really great work. Now, I can't speak on behalf of every single one of them, but there's assholes in every group. I hate to tell you, but some Jewish people are assholes. Some Christians are assholes. Some Muslims are assholes. Some Masons are assholes. It's just the way it is. That's just the way civilization goes. You can't have a perfect society. Hold on. Here we go. One more on Billy Carson. He has caused confusion with his compendium based on the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, and the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, a revered alchemical text. Arthur, you're absolutely correct. My good friend, Occult Priestess, who I should reach out to her. I think she's in Mexico on a trip. I should reach out to her. She explains this incredibly well. There was no such thing as emerald tablets. It was one emerald tablet. Now, why emerald? I'm not so sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if the Emerald Tablets of Thoth are real, to be honest with you. I mean, it has wisdom in it, and I've broken them down for sure. Oh, Elizabeth, that was the Egyptian Book of the Dead. God from the name Godriel. God. Never heard that before. Taurus and Gemini moon. Oh, so you're right. So, okay. So you got a blending of the energies then. Okay. Because they're right next to each other on the wheel. We are a stubborn bunch of bulls. Yes. Taurus flower, reality power. Okay. Napoleon Bonaparte Sphinx had his troops use a cannon and blows off the nose of the Sphinx. Is that true? Because I've seen some early daguerreotypes. The word daguerreotype, it was just an ancient way of, in like the 1800s, before they actually had film development, it was a way to do that. And they have pictures of Napoleon. Is it Napoleon? They have pictures of him with the Sphinx, I believe. Emerald, my birthstone, best color. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth were written in the early 1900s. Yeah, so again, it's Billy Carson touching one book and just... He's a good marketer, I'll tell you that much. Your good friend, Occult Priestess, knows what she's talking about. Arthur, you're right. See, absolutely. Okay, guys, so it's been about an hour. I want to share with you my website again. I want to take you through it. Did the Library of Alexandria have all of the knowledge? The Library of Alexandria is in the Vatican, in their archives in the basement. All right, guys, so I want to share my website and take all of you guys who are new here on it. So it's debunkmywork.com, which I will put Annie says he was blown apart, and that's my favorite dad joke of the day, Annie. Thank you. I like it. All right, guys. Here's the website, debunkmywork.com. All my social media is at the top in case we're not friends on social. Please find me and friend me and let me know that you were in the chat today. Here's my sacred video. Had about 5,000 views this week, or in the last 3 days, I should say. Then my What is God, Illuminati hand symbols. And then I explain who I am and what my book series talks about. My name is Micah Dank. I'm a Long Island author. Well, technically I'm a Florida author now. With a 10-book deal in which I talk about the following topics: gematria, etymology, numerology, astronomy, astrology, astrotheology, out-of-body experiences, the Akashic records, symbology, remote viewing, religious secrets, capstones of the pyramids, mystery schools, channelers, near-death experience, DMT monitoring, lucid dreaming, acoustic levitation, physics and quantum physics, psychotherapy, psychology, spiritual guides, shared dreaming, and crystal technology. That is in my Into the Rabbit Hole series, and here it is. guys, remember, in a couple of weeks, we're going to go over the first book. So come with your questions and the page number that you found it on. You can just click on these links to get the book. So, guys, please pick up the first. I even tell you which order to read them in because you can't really see. They have book numbers on it, but you can't really see. Then my kids' book, if you're interested, if you have kids 6 to 11 for my astrotheology work. Also, I have a hat, a tee, and a hoodie. That's all I really have. I don't have wild merchandise. I just have a couple of things that if you want to support me and wear it around, I'd appreciate it. And then I have my texts. This is the Sumerians, the Babylonians, and then you keep going, and then you keep going, and then you keep going. And then these are just every single one of these bubbles is a complete book that I've decoded with astrotheology, and it's still going. Here's the New Testament. Here are the Gnostic texts. Here's the Ethiopian Bible. Here's the Colburn Bible. And at the bottom is a way to contact me. If you don't want to email me directly, you can go to this website, and this will come to my email, and then I'll reply to you. So if you guys would pick something up, I would appreciate it. And that's basically it if you guys were interested. So let me see here. So I also sell individual copies of my first book, as well as the set of my books, if you're interested in the set. And I also have flash drives. If you're interested in the digital copies of my books, because then you could put it directly to your Kindle or your Nook. I have them unlocked for a reason. All 8 of my books are on there. And all my decodings, all my PowerPoints that I've made showing you the astrotheological connections are on these little bad boys. So if you want to email me for one of them, please, into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. Let me see what we got here. My dad must have known you're dead. Let's just go. Cool, I must get a copy. Okay. Carol says, just sent email, bro. Thanks, Carol. Let me know if you want to get a copy of the book, or if you just want to. Again, you guys can go to Amazon too. They're only $16. So that's like the difference between maybe 3 or 4 beers one night and reading a book that'll just blow your mind open. Nice, I want the autographed kind. Perfect. Yes, set and digital, I'll contact. Annie, email me into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. Much love, guys. Let's do this again. Is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday, right? I'll do something after breakfast. I'll come to you. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.